I'm Duncan Green. Welcome to Gym Hacks, your daily 10-minute dose of tips, techniques and innovations to make your fitness club stand out, more fun to run and more profitable. 600 seconds of takeaways that will make a difference. Our aim is to provide the very best free content on the web for you gym owners and operators. If you like our content, register for our free 6-week exponential growth formula program. We're helping fitness club professionals generate the maximum revenues possible. Register below to enroll on the next program, which starts on the 1st of next month. Once you've registered, we'll send you the logins automatically. Also, check out our unique implementation service. This is a 100% done-for-you program of effective fitness club marketing, and it's supported by the strongest guarantees anywhere in our sector. Click below for details on this incredible service. But right now, let's get back to today's gym hack. Coaching is the continuous development and the support of people in the workplace through regular feedback. It's got to be continuous, and that's why it's different coaching to training. As we've seen, it's about development. Coaching aims to improve skills in order to improve results and performance. And remember the Hersey-Blanchard quadrant? You're forever moving people through the stages. And then when you're moving through the stages, you're moving the tasks. And when you move tasks, you bring them back to D1, where you need to be directed. So just because you have reached D4 level of delegation in a particular task doesn't mean in all tasks. And you will, I'm sure, have experienced yourself when dealing with your team that people who are really competent in one particular role, when you take them out of that role and give them something new, that they can appear almost like a day one junior. And the reason is because they've now gone back into a D1 directing type area, and that's the style they need in order to grow them back through the different zones. So you need to support your team because, again, there's a psychological process that's going on when people move from competence to incompetence. When you ever move their task from something they can easily do to something they're brand new at, there's all sorts of issues that come out. They can appear reluctant, they can be difficult, that can lead to problems with other members of the team. And so you've got to be aware, and so supporting is hand in hand with coaching. Coaching is always on the job, and it's all about regular feedback. Now, why do we do it? Because there's no question, to get peak performance, you must coach. If you do that, you improve your profit and loss. You develop staff. It helps to maintain good performance. It improves customer service. And it keeps staff motivated. If we stop coaching, then your staff teams get bored. They start to, in their boredom, cut corners. And they feel unloved. They don't feel as though they're being pushed. And so they tend to develop bad habits and revert to old ways of doing things, none of which we want. See, there's a very fixed learning cycle, and it starts with everybody starting in the unconsciously incompetent. They don't know what they don't know because they know so little about the job. They realize that they don't know anything, and they do feel incompetent, but they're not sure what is their level of incompetence because they don't know enough. That comes in the next phase when they're more experienced, that they start to understand much more about the job, the task, and they start to question whether they're good enough to do it now that they understand exactly what that job is. They know that they can't master it yet, and that's going to require some coaching and support and possibly some training. But they now are aware of what they need in order to be successful. Now, hopefully your coaching and supporting and training kicks in and they reach this third level, which is consciously competent. They've now mastered the skill and they're aware when they are doing it that they are competent. Now, however, once repetition kicks in, you reach a point where it's almost second nature. And we call this unconsciously competent. You do it on a habitual manner. It's almost an autopilot scale. And the danger in this is that you then start to tweak the process. And unless there is some sort of checks and balances and audits on what's going on, it's very easy for the process to evolve. So those are the 4 learning cycles. And you don't always continually go round the circle in a clockwise manner. Sometimes you go back anti-clockwise. And that's what managers have got to be aware of, to make sure that people are not slipping back. And part of coaching is about making sure that you don't let people slip back. You want to keep people in the consciously competent zone all the time. See, here's the benefits of coaching for everybody in your club. From the individuals at the foot of the pyramid who are getting the type of coaching that will improve their skills, will help to develop their career through enhanced performance, will, through the confidence that's built, enable them to be much more engaging and motivated when it comes to work. Happy teams communicate better. They're able to push the business on in greater speed, in far greater manner, and that in turn increases performance. The customers see it as improved service levels with greater amount of transaction and communication. And so the whole experience for them becomes more memorable, more remarkable, and something that they then share with others to boost referrals to the club. And so at the top, the whole pinnacle of great coaching is an increase in the revenue, an increase in staff retention, and growth in customer numbers and length of stay, the retention. So there's the positive argument for the benefits of introducing coaching on a regular basis, despite the amount of time that it takes up in your management week. Now, why do people fear coaching? Well, normally it's because they lack confidence in their own skills. They suffer a slight degree of imposter syndrome. They're not sure that they're justified in being promoted to the roles that they have. They lack confidence. And so they don't really want to tell staff what to do. But it's vital. And so we need to coach that. There's a perception that teams don't like being coached, that it's perceived as being really being told off or incompetent, but it's not that. And again, coaching is often misunderstood as being critical of the team, and people who are in charge of coaching don't want to be seen as unpopular. How do you coach? Well, there are 3 largely ways of doing it. First thing is on the spot, where you catch people doing the process in a particular way and you help them to improve right there as soon as it's humanly possible. Interaction, it could be looking at a particular role play for a script or a behavior about how things were done. And then there could be breaking down or coaching the whole transaction or just part of it. And again, for each of these, there are different things that you want to build into the way you coach. When it's formal, you plan it. We're going to coach on Thursday between 10 and 11. And we're going to do a show, tell, try process. You may agree that you will do on-the-spot coaching. You'll agree that at 3 o'clock on the afternoon, I'll watch the next mystery shop, that customer tour that comes in, or I will sit in the induction and just watch what happens. You may use role plays when trading is quiet. You may do it with other members of the team. You may record conversations. You may video it. You may just do it between teammates and yourself. But it's about really getting to a point that performance is elevated. And it may be using a specific greeting or a part of the process or the whole process. And an interactive coaching session where you demonstrate, followed by a discussion to highlight exactly the techniques used. When can on-the-spot coaching be appropriate? Well, if there's something that's really serious that you need to be bottomed out straight away, then it really makes sense to deal with those sort of immediate issues as fast as possible. What are the benefits of observing part or entire transactions? Well, twofold. For you as the manager, you know exactly how your team are behaving and whether they're doing what was required. But also for the team member, they know that you know they are succeeding. So there are huge benefits of formally coaching because you can keep records on everybody's performance in the coaching program. You can keep records on what areas need more input. You can recognize the successes. If your indicators, your financial indicators, show that there's a problem in specific areas, perhaps closing, perhaps handling inquiries, onboarding, retention, recovery, renewal, any of these processes, coaching in specific areas will help you to boost the performance of those 8 areas, providing the processes work. But you'll know the processes work because you'll be able to coach people to deliver them, and then you'll be able to measure to see if they work. And the interaction assists team members in making them more confident and secure and appear to be more expert, because that will help your members, because that's what they want. They want to be competent, they want to learn new skills, and they want to learn from experts, people who appear to be on the top of their game. Thanks ever so much for listening. See you next time.